Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim and Kakadash. Now, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, you have Jacob and Esau, and the scriptures bring out how these two individuals is what the theme of the Bible is based on. Because when you look at main ideals and themes, they usually they work off characters and they work off the beginning. So when you go into Genesis, which means the beginning, you see how the bloodlines go down to Jacob and Esau, because the whole Bible is about bloodlines. Because first you start off with Adam. Adam was the chosen bloodline. Genesis 5:1 say the generations of Adam. Then it goes into the stories. Now, to know Adam was not the only nation on the earth, you go to Ezekiel 31. Then you look at how Cain took a wife. Cain and Abel was not the only children or the secondary people coming out of Adam and Eve. They took wives. See, and so Cain took a wife. He took it from the other people of his nation. And then you have Noah. He was a surviving person out of all of those people in that chosen line. You had Noah. Then Noah had 3 sons. So out of his 3 sons, you had Shem. Shem was the chosen one out of the 3 sons. Japheth and Ham was not chosen. Even though they came from the chosen line that Noah came from, they wasn't chosen because it was narrowing the situation down. So you got Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem was chosen, then his children, Eber, down to Abraham. Abraham was coming out of the chosen line of the chosen of the chosen. See, then Abraham had Isaac. Isaac was coming out of the chosen line because he came from Abraham. Then you had Jacob and Esau that came out of Isaac. And the Lord stopped. He stopped the situation right there. But to understand it, look at the nation of Israel that he chose. It was a chosen out of the nation of Israel, out of the 12 tribes. He chose Judah to be the head tribe. He chose Levi to be the priest. See, it was always a chosen for certain things. And so this is what Jacob and Esau pretty much embodied. Who was the chosen and why? What was they chosen for? Now, Jacob and Esau was given the blessing that was given to Abraham. And Abraham was going to be given a blessing that his children would be given the blessing. So the children of Isaac was given that same blessing. Your children is going to be given the blessing. And that blessing was in Genesis 27. So let me start there. Genesis 27. Genesis 27, starting at 20, let's see. So pretty much, just to give the context, Rebecca, Rebecca, she loved Jacob. And the angel came to her telling her that her youngest son, Jacob, would have the rulership and would get the birthright. He would be ruling. And so she orchestrated the situation where she went in line with the angel, with what the angel said. So he started to give Jacob this blessing in verse 28. He said, therefore, God gave thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. You see, he told Jacob, God is giving this to you. Verse 29, it said, let people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brethren, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone that curse you, and blessed be everyone that bless you. So Esau seen all of this transpiring and happening, and he began, when he came back home from hunting, he began to cry. It's a verse 34. He heard the words of his father, and he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry. Then 38 it say, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Now, you got a lot of these Bibles that the Edomites and the Rothschilds revived to try to take the truth out of it, the Jehovah Wickedness Bible, and all of these other Bibles that the Rothschilds set up through their Jesuit priests and these Edomites that's trying to hide the truth. They say Esau lived away from the blessing, which they wouldn't even went through all this Esau crying and mad about something, you see, and then he not finna tell Esau you gonna live away from something. It just contradicts the 40th verse. But so anyway, Esau was given the blessing. He told him the same thing he told Jacob. But in verse 40, he told Esau something different. He said, and by thy sword shall you live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when you shall have the dominion or the rulership. See, he was going to get a world. He was going to rule the world. That you shall break his yoke from off your neck. Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. So he didn't give them the same blessing. And Esau understood this. He understood that he got to fight, kill, rape, rob, and murder to get his rulership. But Jacob is not going to have to do these things. He's going to have a rulership where these people are going to voluntarily bow down to him. Voluntarily submit themselves to him, because that's how great his power is going to be. It says, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So he said, he had in his heart, he trying to kill Jacob and pretty much exterminate him. So, because he mad about this blessing situation. You see? And this foundation of the beginning of the Bible, it sets everything in order. See, and all of the prophets understood this. So when you go to Matthew, let's get right to the point. When Yahushua was talking to his disciples, he said, verse 3, and as he sat upon Mount Olives, and the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? Now they understood what the end of the world meant. See, when he was talking about the end of the world, They understood what the end of the world meant, because what was stated before then. What did they know before then? They know this. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. It says, verse 10, and the hand of man is between the heel and the hand. So they understood that Esau was the end of the world. So when you go back to Matthew 24, they was asking him, they said, tell us when these things should be, and when should be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world. When is these Edomites is going to be taken out of power? Now, verse 4, it said, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, take heed that no man deceive you. He's letting them know, take heed that these Edomites do not deceive you. Because y'all know they have a history of lying and loving lies. Let's go that real quick to King David and set that precedent. Look at verse 1. It says, the son of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and talked to Saul. So what did he say about these Edomites? Verse 3. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying. See, they love lying rather than to speak righteousness. Then you jump over to 58. He said, the wicked is estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The Edomites love to lie. They're going to be very deceptive, very, very deceiving when they get their rulership. Esau was a cunning hunter. See, he was a con man. He understood how to deceive animals and people. Deception was his thing that he liked. Back to verse 4. It said, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, take heed that no man deceive you. For many Edomites shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, the chosen one. I am the Messiah, the Savior, and shall deceive many. See, that's what's going to be going on when these Edomites is in rulership. Because they knew Daniel said that the fourth beast was this eagle. They knew Ezekiel talking about the eagle, this nation that had the eagle. They knew that the Romans had the eagle flying. The Edomites had the eagle flying. They knew who these Edomites were. They knew the Romans was Edomites, and they had done came and took over their land. They heard about the Punic Wars, where they peoples was forced to disown their nationality. They knew about these things. The apostles had the spirit of the Lord. They wasn't ignorant of the precepts and the scriptures. He broke things down to them where they understood what was going on. So this is why the deception was running rampant, because they knew Esau was going to be trying to deceive people. And that's the first thing he told them, after he told them that when you, the sign you going to know is when Esau is on the scene and he is trying to deceive people, and he deceiving people. And then the wars and stuff going to start popping off. But the first thing is when he is got his deception rolling good, that's when you know the end of the world is gonna be on the scene. Because after that, you're gonna get set. I'm gonna end it on this. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, and look what he say. He say, "Let no man deceive you by any means." See, Paul knew that that's what Yahushua was talking about, cause he didn't walk with Yahushua, but they was letting it be known that these Edomites was the deceivers on the scene. They was this man of sin, the son of perdition. And then in verse 8 it said, then shall the wicked be revealed. See, that wicked, meaning them Edomites from Malachi 1 and 4, that wicked, the border of wickedness, shall be revealed. That and cause they gonna be trying to deceive everybody. Look at verse 9. Even him, talking about Esau, whom coming is after the workings of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. He's coming to be telling a bunch of lies, bold-faced lies. That's what his world is going to consist of. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness. He's going to be deceiving people to the highest level. You see, this is what they're going to do. Now let's go to Daniel and break down what they're going to be doing. Verse 25. This is the fourth kingdom, the fourth beast. That was the eagle, which is America and all these Edomite countries represented by the eagle. Let's get Daniel 20. It say 7 and 20, and the 10 horns that were in his head. That's Revelation. The red beast, the scarlet beast with the 10 horns. The Edomites, rulership. Look at verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth. See, that fourth kingdom was going to be these Edomites, the world of Esau. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and law. See, times and laws. You got all of these laws, same-sex marriage, and the law is done away with through the Edomite Christian Church. Then you got what is it? Times, the Gregorian calendar with the Edomite Pope. He come in and change the calendar and tell people when the dates is this and the dates is that, and they need to change the date so it can stay in order with the weather and all this mess. See, they wearing out the saints. Wearing out the saints mean working they behind in slavery. See, working they behind in slavery and only letting them out on Sunday, a false Sabbath day, and letting them have days off on these false holy days, on these other I would say days dedicated to other gods. We'll give y'all them days off. But we outside of them days, we gonna work you to death. So when them days pop up on the scene, you gonna be ready to celebrate because you finally get a day off from us working your behind sun up to sundown in the cotton field. Now, let's see here. Now they got them days off. I want to bring out one verse before I closed out. Isaiah 14 and 3. It's saying it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give you rest. Rest because these jokers working, enslaving your behind sun up to sundown. Because you ain't got no land to live off of. You living in somebody else's land. See, you ain't living in your homeland. You living in somebody else's land. And these jokers working your behind to death. He shall give you rest from your sorrow and from your fear and from your hard bondage where you were made to serve. See, that's how he wearing out the saints. The saints ain't no Jehovah wickedness that ain't got no chance to be in doing nothing on no work. Some of these jokers got family members that's got kingdoms like America, that's in rulership or that's in the upper high class, and they are in the upper high class due to their family. Just because you become a Jehovah Witness, you're going to give away all your family wealth. That's a lie. You're going to stay right there in your family house and take your behind to some building and say you're a Jehovah Witness. But you're a certified Edomite that's ruling in the world of Esau. This is your world. The white man's world. See? Then if you're an Indian or Arab or African or Chinese, Moabite, Japanese, Ammonite, you in your kingdom and y'all in rulership. Look at here. Verse where is it? Verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. See, only the Israelites is being slaved in somebody else's nation without a king. See, without any glory being talked about, called Negroes and monkeys and all kind of other bad bywords in somebody else's land being worked sun up to sundown. See, they are the saints and they being wore out. See, in Daniel didn't call no other people saints. He wasn't thinking about no religion. He was talking about his people was the saints. They was gonna take the kingdom. They was gonna be wore out by these Edomites in the world of the Edomites. The Edomites was gonna be the oppressor. Look at verse uh 4. It say, for you shall take up the parable against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. See, the world of Esau was the king of Babylon. See, the world of Esau was that golden city, that great city Babylon, the great. See, so this is what you dealing with when you talking about the world in the Bible. It was two different worlds. Let's get that real quick before I close out. Two different worlds. What is it? John 18 and 20. Yahweh shall answer him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whether the Jews always resorted, and in secret I have said nothing. See, it's the world he talking about, is the world of the Jews, the world of the Israelites, the world of Jacob. That's that world he was talking about. See, he not talking about the whole this world that we living in. But look at James talked about the world that we living in. Look what he said. He said, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. See, God is against the world. And he was talking about the world of Esau. Look at 1 John 2 and 17. Same thing. He saying the world passes away. He talking about this world. See, because the world of Jacob is never going to pass away. That's why he said the saints going to take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever. Their kingdom not going to pass away. He say, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. See? Verse 17, the world passes away. What world? The world of Esau passes away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abide forever. See, the world of Jacob is going to abide forever. And let me get one about the world of Jacob. Daniel 7 and 18, that's one of the main ones. And then 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Let me get one. Let's get Tobit 14. Let's see which one was it. Verse 5. Yep, verse 5. It says, and that again God will have mercy on them, talking about the Israelites, and will bring them into the land where they shall build a temple, but not like the first, until the time of that age be fulfilled, and after they shall return from all the places of their captivity. See, this is when slavery is over, and the nation of Israel is going to rest. See, and build up Jerusalem gloriously, and the house of God shall be built in it forever with a glorious building, as the prophets have spoken thereof. See, the prophet said, Prophet Daniel, that the Israelites is going to take the kingdom and rule forever. Isaiah said the Israelites going to take the kingdom and put the oppressor in captivity. See, Tobit was right along with the prophets. And this is what's going to happen with the world of Jacob and with the world of Esau. I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Kakadash. The abundance to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, or descendants of being captive in the world of Esau, scattered on slave ships and in many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.